relieve some of the stress on soldiers who are in continual action in the field. The U.S. military has in-country rest and recreation, or R&R, sites. 1 month after arriving in Vietnam, Sergeant Arthur Wicknick's company from the 101st Airborne is sent for a 3-day rest.
But just as I'm starting to enjoy myself, they're shuffling us back to Camp Evans.
And something big was up, but we didn't know what it was. So we're all assembled, and our captain comes out and tells us that some of our buddies are in trouble out in the Ashaw Valley, and we're going to go in and help them.
Sergeant Arthur Wicknick and his company are en route to Hill 937 to reinforce U.S. troops who have been trying to dislodge the NVA for the past week. The hill is located along one of the many enemy pathways into the south. U.S. forces are attempting to cut them off.
We hit the ground as fast as we can, and we head straight towards this little command center. I can hardly believe my eyes. Filthy, unshaven GIs are everywhere. Empty ammo boxes and C rations thrown on the ground. Even the air stinks like human waste. As we settle in, I can hear these Vietnamese voices ringing out from the top of that hill. Now, nobody knows what they're saying, but the message is clear. They want us to know that they're there, and they're waiting for us.
As Wicknick and his company prepare for their assault up Hill 937, 15 miles to the west, American pilots are attempting to stop enemy advances into the south by going straight to the source of the problem, the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Although diplomatic policy prohibits U.S. ground troops from entering Laos and Cambodia, where the vast majority of the trail is located, U.S. aircraft are not restricted from bombing. The result is that enemy forces are able to move nearly 10,000 tons of supplies every month, forcing U.S. ground troops to try to stop them in an inhospitable landscape of endless jungle-covered hills.
Between the monsoon rain and the unbearable humidity, everyone's constantly soaked. It's bad enough we've already lost half a dozen men to the NVA. Now we're starting to loosen the jungle rot. Though after being stranded out here for 3 days, I suppose a little bad weather is the least of our problems.
23-year-old Marine Lieutenant Carl Marlantis is on Hill 400, 65 miles north of Arthur Wicknick. 3 days earlier, he and his company of 170 Marines set out to stop what they believed to be a group of 100 NVA crossing into the south via the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Instead, they stumbled into the path of an entire enemy regiment, numbering nearly 2,500.
Out here, in the middle of all this, it's hard to believe that just over a year ago I was at Oxford. I was only there about 5 or 6 weeks before I was feeling guilty.
There I was, sort of drinking beer and dating girls and having a very wonderful time. And my friends were over in Vietnam fighting. So I came to that point of, all right, you know, I can't sit here. I sort of had this feeling I was hiding behind privilege. And I couldn't do that anymore. I just woke up one morning and I said, I'm going to go.
I'm gonna go to Vietnam. And now I'm stuck out here on some godforsaken hill. Another company's a few miles away, but the NBA have us surrounded. They're hitting us with
Mortars all the time. We run out of water, even though it was a monsoon.
For the first time in days, we can actually see clear skies.
Motor Kilo 6, they are off the landing zone.
Then the radio crackles to life, telling us the words we've been praying for. Choppers are on their way.
Marine Lieutenant Carl Marlantis is stranded atop Hill 400 near the Laotian border. After suffering heavy casualties during intense combat with an NVA force, he and his 170-man company have spent the past 3 days without food or supplies.
As soon as the wounded are taken care of, dozens of reinforcements start unloading cases of ammo and sea rations. God, I've never seen so many guys so happy for such a crappy meal. When I'm done eating, I head over to the skipper to get our new orders. But as he starts to speak, my entire body tenses up. He says most of the enemy's moved on, except for about 100 that are still dug into the next hill over, Hill 484. Then he says that since it was our company's job to stop the MPA in the first place, it should be our company's job to take 484 now. I can hardly believe my ears. I mean, we've been stuck out here for 3 days without supplies, and now they want us to continue the assault? But the decision's already been made. We attack at dawn. As we head out to get in position, all sorts of thoughts start running through my mind. Thinking about how we're going to take the hill.
In a strange way, still responsible for Day-Day getting fired. If I wouldn't have fought Pinky and gave Day-Day that joint, you still have a job by now.